this activity, we'll soften skin imperfections in just a few minutes. This is our starting point, and in just 2 quick steps, we'll get this result. Let me show you how you can use this simple yet effective technique. The first step is to improve this photo's saturation and contrast. We could do that with an adjustment layer, but I want to show you another way of doing it. Go to the top menu and click on Image. From this drop-down, choose Apply Image. Here we have a new window with various options, but we're only interested in 2 things, the blending mode and the opacity. Let's change this drop-down to Soft Light, and because we have Preview enabled, you immediately see how the image pops. 100% opacity is too much for my taste, so I'll drop it to around 50%. Okay, this is much better. This was step number 1. Let's move to part 2, where we'll soften her skin, and through that effect, we'll hide some of these details you may not want to show in your photo. We've talked about smart objects and how they protect your pixels. In this case, that's much needed, because you're sure to want to adjust the intensity of the following effect. So right-click this layer and choose Convert to Smart Object. Okay, great. Next, we'll apply a filter from this top menu. Go to Blur, Surface Blur. In this new window, we get 2 sliders. The radius option specifies the size of the area sampled for the blur. Here, something like 10 pixels should work well. The threshold option will determine how strong your effect is going to be. Please note that if you set it too high, you'll end up with plastic-looking skin. You might have seen that look on glossy magazine covers where models look like Barbie dolls. Nevertheless, here I'll go with a pretty strong value, 15 levels. You'll see how we can fine-tune our result in just a moment. Hit OK. Let me expand my Smart Filter from the Layers panel so I can show you the before and after. This does a great job at hiding certain imperfections, and it makes the skin look softer. Trouble is, it's also affecting the texture of her clothing as well as her hair. That's not ideal, so here's what we're going to do. Click on the Smart Filter's Masks. Grab the brush tool and make sure you're going to paint with black. Your hardness should be toned down to 50% or less to ensure smooth transitions. Now start painting over those areas that shouldn't be softened. I'll primarily focus on her blouse. Notice all this detail is coming back in. Take your time with it and adjust your brush size if needed. Next, I'll move over her hair. The left side in particular requires my attention. By leaving it as it is, you can clearly tell the image is out of focus, and that's not what we're going for. The right part requires a bit more patience. Notice these stray hairs. If you paint over them, they fade into the background. That's up to you if you want to hide them or leave them in there. Here, I think I'll remove them. Okay, just a few more brushes here and there, and we're almost done. One thing that's bothering me is this neck region. You can see it looks odd. Not a problem, we have 2 main choices. We can tone down our surface blur effect because it's a little on the heavy side. That's one way of doing it, but I'd rather show you this second option that gives you more control. While you have the brush tool active, change the opacity to something like 30%. This will slowly bring back some detail in her skin. As I'm brushing, you can see this is a much better look. Remember to use Ctrl 1 and Ctrl 0 to quickly gauge the quality of your edits. If you're stuck at 200 to 300% all the time, you're not going to end up with a good result. Speaking of that, use the same approach to brush over her skin. The left side was pretty smooth to begin with, so I'll remove some of my surface blur from that area. Play around according to your own standards. These freckles on her nose are a cute characteristic in my book, so I can paint them back in. Let me zoom through these last strokes. Okay, fast forward and this is what my image looks like. Let me open my history panel so I can show you the before and after. Here's our initial image. Now here's our result. I'm happy with it and it only took a few minutes. Now it's your turn. You have this image attached, so please follow my steps and see how you do. Feel free to practice on other photos too. If you have strong skin imperfections, you can raise your surface blur even more, and then you can rely on your brush skills to pinpoint those problematic areas. Have fun!